Here we go, work from home video, my top tips. I've been working from home since June 2019 and it's now March 2020, so a good 9 months. If you've just started working from home and if you want some tips to be more productive and expanding your mind in terms of what you could be doing, this is my top tips and what I've learned and what I can show you. Let's go. First things first, and I say this every single time, if you're working from home and you're not getting up at your normal time, you need to get up at your normal time. If not earlier, and do some sort of form of exercise. You look at the Apple Health apps or your Apple Watch app, whatever you look at to track your health. If your steps are down by like 5,000 a day or 10,000 a day, then you need to get up and do exercise. Super important. Next tip, make sure when you get up and you get dressed after you've done a bit of exercise, gone for a walk, gone for a run, whatever it might be, is to dress how you normally would dress when you go to work. And I know countless times when I used to wake up in the morning, just put on a tracksuit, put on a hoodie, put on a t-shirt, just go sit in my office, take those 5 little steps towards your desk or wherever you live, or wherever you're working. You just don't really get in the right mindset or the right frame of mind to go there and smash out some work. So super important, get dressed how you normally get dressed. So next tip is you need to maintain your regular hours. If you work 9 to 5 or 9 to 4 or 8 to 6, whatever it might be, if you're doing shift work, make sure you maintain your regular hours. Get in your office early or just on time, and then make sure you finish generally the time you finish. It's super important because I found that otherwise you end up getting in the office at like 10, 11 just because you don't really need to be in there, and then you finish at 4, 5, and that's where you become super unproductive. So just stick to your schedule, maintain your time. Now next tip, so until we actually go into lockdown, if you're watching this and you're actually in lockdown, you might not be able to do this depending where you live, but my rule under the thumb is like every hour and a half, every 2 hours, I would sit and do a solid amount of work, but then I'd go for a walk or a run, listen to an audio book, a podcast, 20 minutes, half an hour, 15 minutes, whatever it is. That little bit of break is super important. Next tip is, and it's all about just drinking enough liquid, and it's almost the point where I have a mug or a glass full of water or whatever, but as soon as I finish that, I'll make sure I go and refresh. 2 reasons. One is that I go to the loo regularly, so I'm getting up and I'm not sitting down for 4 or 5 hours in a row and I've not just got a big bottle of water there. And second of all is that I'm always refreshing, I'm always getting up to get another drink or whatever it might be. I'm into my herbal tea at the moment, so that's always nice when you're at home drinking a lot of herbal tea or coffee or tea or whatever you drink. Always have a glass or a mug full, and then you can refill. Next tip is dedicated workspace. Super important. I know if you don't have a desk space or office, it might be quite difficult. However, if you've got a desk space, make sure you have it as clean as possible. Make sure you have stuff around you which inspire you. Like, let me just show you around mine. Seat, laptop, desk, 2 screens, music, which I need, is super important. Liquid, coaster, love this little coaster. Thank you, Alexa. Happiness is a journey and not a destination. We'll keep that there as a reminder. Affirmations. Notebook, super important. Got my phone stand, if you've got that. If you've got something like that, that's always good, it's always handy. Visualizations, mindset, passion, visualization, belief, action. Got my little spotlight on there. Big calendar, which always helps. And this, which is super important, if you've got a desk or a workspace, make sure you've got some sort of a window, some fresh air. It's always nice. It's better just to have a view, so you've got some outside space or some natural light. Super important. So if you started working from home and you've got family, kids, friends, whoever it is, just make sure you set some ground rules. Now, you probably saw just in that last tip, I've got this. It says on a call. The reason why I've got this is because when I'm on coaching client calls, it's super important that I'm not disturbed. When I'm working, you kind of just need to focus on what you're doing. When you've got distractions around you, it can really nullify your workload and your productivity. So just set the boundaries, set the intention. Don't worry about asking for it. If you need some space, if you say, look, from 9 till 12 I need to be alone because I need to work, then that's okay, but just make sure you set those boundaries. You know what, one last thing is that when you've been forced to work from home, let's just say if you're watching this and the government has actually locked the UK down, or wherever you are in the world watching this and you are in lockdown, just be okay with that. Have time to yourself, like extra time to yourself to spend with your kids or your family, your partner, your pets, whatever it might be. Just take that extra time. Use this as an opportunity to really do the things that you've always wanted to do and you haven't had time to. Like, I'm currently learning how to do Spanish. That's my new hobby. I thought, look, I've got some extra time. Like, I don't need to be focused on my business 24/7, but if I've got half an hour spare a day whilst I'm working from home, then absolutely, why not do it? You've got time. You know, use this as a benefit and opportunity, what you can create in this short amount of time when you might be at home working from home and not be able to go outside. You know what else you can do with your time as well, and that's actually really hit me the last couple of days is that I've been reaching out to and speaking to a lot more people over FaceTime, Zoom calls, and actually having a real common similarity on what's going on, and you've got a common interest of what's happening in the world right now. So it's been very interesting to connect with people on a whole lot deeper level than I normally would have done, and I'm starting to see people in a different light, and which is very, very interesting. So make sure you spend time, reach out to the people that you don't really speak to. Why not? What's the worst going to happen? It's a lovely thing. Use this time wisely, and I just realised that might have been quite a helpful tip. Just reach out to people that you generally haven't spoken to. I hope this video was helpful. If you've got any questions, I'll be interested to hear what you're doing. Message me on Ignite Your Mind Coaching on my Instagram. Just DM me. I'm more than happy to have a chat. Let's just share ideas. I hope this is helpful, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.